The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth employment services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the last Lagos. The all-new The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities, providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities, providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities, providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access, as well as services at Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities, providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center and others, special packages for the most sought after, entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services, world of work supportive facilities, provide and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center and others, special packages for the most sought after, entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work and innovative supportive services and facilities, providing spaces for seating 65 spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center and others, special packages for the most sought after, entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work and innovative supportive services and facilities, providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65. Co-young entrepreneurs space to operate internet present special pack after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos.
Hi, my name is Kera Akwete, a freelance chartered accountant with facts and figures accountant. At a formative stage of our business, a friend of mine recommended Skills Hub by Yota to us, and I walked in here and I was well received, very great customer service, and I was very impressed with the facilities here. I will recommend Skills Hub by Yota to you. They are located at number 195 Baoleshi Road, East Legon, Accra. Skills Hub. Aspire, innovate, transform. Hi, my name is Kera Akwete, a freelance chartered accountant with facts and figures accountant. At a formative stage of our business, a friend of mine recommended
Hi, my name is Judith and I'm a film student from Germany. I spent the past 2 months here in Ghana and a friend introduced me to Skills Hub by Yota. And I have to say I really enjoyed working here. They have like a great, quiet co-working space, very stable and good internet connection. And there's even super good food options here if you want to have lunch. So I definitely recommend coming here to work if you're coming home and you need a quiet place to just focus and do your work stuff. And yeah, you can find it close to American House at East Legon. Hi, my name is Judith.
Hi, my name is Kera Akwete, a freelance chartered accountant with facts and figures accountant. At a formative stage of our business, a friend of mine recommended Skills Hub by Yota to us, and I walked in here and I was well received, very great customer service, and I was very impressed with the facilities here. I will recommend Skills Hub by Yota to you. They are located at number 195 Baoleshi Road, East Legon, Accra. Skills Hub. Aspire, innovate, transform.
The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Light on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services.
Ladies and gentlemen, but it looks like the ladies far outweigh the gentlemen. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And gentlemen, including myself. Anyway, you're all welcome to this very special Skills Hub Chat edition. We're about to start. We're just putting a few final touches together, and we're very grateful for your patience and especially for those of you who came really early. I know some people who came very, very early. So I'm giving shout outs to those who came really early. I'm grateful for your patience and all the time you have waiting. We will just kickstart in a few minutes, and once we start, it will go as smoothly as you expected. How many of you are really excited to be here? Today is a special one. How many of you are excited? Oh, those whose hands are not up, meaning you are not excited. Madam, you are not excited. You are not also excited. Okay, so if you are excited, can you just tell me? I'll pick randomly. Any exam question. I'll just pick randomly. Tell me one thing you're expecting to get from today's Skills Hub Chat. Just one thing. You can tell us your name and where you're coming from and what you expect to. I'm doing it randomly. So I'm coming to the lady who is looking away because she doesn't want me to call her name. Please, you don't want to talk to me. Okay, let me help you out. Please, what's your name?
My name is Lydia.
You're not speaking powerfully. Are you hungry?
Yes, I'm hungry.
Okay, so please let me hear your name.
My name is Lydia.
Lydia, please, where are you coming from?
Hacho.
What are you expecting to get from today's chat?
Oh.
Please, let's have one event. We're about to start, so the phones, the chit-chatting, let's pack them for when we leave here. So we're listening to Lydia, right?
Oh, something new.
Something new. I like that. That's really powerful. Please, let's give her a round of applause. The round of applause is it's like hunger is everywhere. Okay, great. Lydia says she's expecting something new. All right, let me come. I love the color of this top, so I'll come here. Madam, can you tell us your name, where you're coming from, and what you expect to get from today's discussion?
My name is Benedicta.
Speak up now. You see the way I'm speaking, everyone can hear. Please, when I bring the mic to you, speak up.
My name is Benedicta. I'm coming from Agyekum, and I'm expecting more inspirations.
Wow, she's expecting more inspiration. Her name is Benedicta, right? Benedicta is expecting more inspiration. Please, let's give Benedicta a round of applause. The round of applause, I mean, that's better. Okay, let me see if I can find someone else. There's someone who is talking, and she's been talking since we started. So you will talk. I'll give you officially time to talk. Tell us your name, where you're coming from, and what you're expecting to receive from today's Skills Hub chat.
My name is Hannah Pueku. I'm from Westland. I'm expecting more.
You're expecting more?
Yes.
Wow, more and more. So I see why you were talking. You like to talk. You are the most vocal person so far who is speaking. So great. Just before I do some special introductions, I would want to ask if anybody here was in the last Skills Hub chat that we had. Did anybody here? If you were here, just show by your hand. I won't ask you a question from that one, so don't worry. The last one. You were here. You were here. Only one person. Last month's Skills Hub chat. That's for the month of September. Okay. She thought I was going to ask a question, so she didn't raise her hand. So please, let's give it up to those who were here last month and are here again today. Okay. So like I said, we are having today's Skills Hub chat under the theme of ensuring a proper work-life balance as a woman. Ensuring a proper work-life balance as a woman. That is why the ladies far outnumber the men today. So today is all about women. And we'll be, we the men will be here trying to catch up on the gossip that you're going to have this evening. So please, just be in a very conversational mood, especially for the audience. We would want you to want to ask our speakers a lot of questions because they are seasoned ladies who are coming to share their experience. So please bombard them with all your questions. I'm giving you the permission to ask them any question that you want to ask them today, especially ones that are related to the topics that the topic that we would be discussing. Before I introduce our fantastic moderator for the day, is our technical staff ready? I want us to play our TV commercial or the Skills Hub chat, what we do, and then we can all see what we do here.
The All Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65. Co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate. High-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others. Special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth employment services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe center and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights.
Essumanba is a communications and marketing enthusiast who employs digital and innovative marketing as tools to influence and compel brand conversations. She currently works as an international education marketing officer for Intake Education. She's passionate about sustainable development and policies in education and agriculture. Emelia has a bachelor's in communication studies from the Ghana Institute of Journalism, certifications from the University of East London, UK, and is currently pursuing her CIM UK program. With her experience in development communications, marketing and project management in international education and sustainable agriculture sectors, she hopes to create an impact in her community. Please let's give it up for Emelia as she comes up to take the mic away from me. Please let's keep clapping for Emelia. Emelia.
Oh, is that all for me? Right. Thank you all so much. I am very happy to be back, and today is going to be exciting. Do you believe it? Yeah, today is going to be extremely informative, educative, and exciting. As he rightly said, my name is Emelia, and I am a media marketing person. Let me say that. I work with Intake Education, a global education consultancy that seeks to give opportunities to students. So today, we want to talk about a very sensitive social topic, ensuring a work-life balance, as a proper work-life balance for women, okay? In a world where everything is really fast-paced, in a world where the dominance of genders are now being shared equally, we want to look at how important it is that women should adopt a proper work-life balance. So I'll give an example. When we were growing up, my generation, maybe for myself and the moderators, the panelists, when we were growing up, the active Facebook users in our time were around 18-year-olds were the active Facebook users, okay? But now, if we want to look at the active social media users, Facebook users, around the age 18 mark, they are not on Facebook, they are now on TikTok. Am I lying? So in my time, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, they were on Facebook, but now the dynamic to, social activities has changed. They are now on TikTok. Same thing, when I was growing up, the bigger social shout about women was what men can do, women can do better. Where everyone was advocating for women to enter into zones hitherto were male-dominated. But now, looking at things, the advocacy in these times is work-life balance, projecting a proper work-life balance for women. And for many of you here who probably are students or workers in different fields, we will touch on all this. Do we agree? Okay, so without much talk, I would like to introduce my fellow panelists who will join me today on stage, where they would share their experiences. They are very, very diverse and they're very experienced. So they're going to open up with us, share their experiences, give us what their projections and their directives on this work-life balance we're talking about can be, okay? So without further talk, without much ado, I want to invite to the stage Akua and Portia. Come on, do it better. Hi, ladies. Good evening. Hi.
Good evening.
Okay, how are you feeling?
I'm doing very well. Hello, everyone. What's the smile all about? I know there are a lot of questions you have for me. Yeah.
Right. So, Portia, how are you feeling?
I'm doing very well. It feels good to be back. I'm happy I'm here.
Thank you. So, Akua, let's just cut to the chase. I mean, there are people who would be experiencing you for the first time. I'm sure they've just met you. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Okay, I do well with smiles. Okay, so let's all put our worries behind us and let's have fun. Okay, we all have issues. If you say we're all carrying our issues around, we will be knocking people's heads. All right. So my name is Ampah, and I'm an early career development consultant. So what basically I do is I support young people with their career development. So through career coaching, connecting them to opportunities for them to make informed career decisions, right? And on the consulting side, I work with organizations to provide opportunities, again, for young people to enhance their employability. And so that's what basically I do. When I go for programs like that, or like this, sorry, I always get people smiling because they are wondering, hey, I know, I saw that, right? And all that. But God has really graced me with a very young look, and I'm grateful for that. Okay, just so you know, I'm older than all of you here. Okay, all right. So I guess this introduction is fine. Okay.
That's true. The first time I met Akua, I was like, who is this girl? You know, it's like she's young, she's old, till she clarified it. So God has blessed you. Thank you. Let's give a hand. Right. So Portia, let's hear from you.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Portia Agyekum. I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I'm also an entrepreneur, and I also do fundraising for children. So currently I also support young businesses to be formalized in terms of if you want your businesses to be structured, I'm able to give you that guidance, that support so that you can get things on track. And aside that, I'm schooling. I'm currently enrolled in an online program in fundraising so that I'll be better equipped to do that work very well. And what else? I'm a mother, wow. I'm a wife, and I love children.
Great. No. So, Portia, let's start with you, especially with everything you've said, okay? How easy it is, or is it, to balance your life, not your work life, just your life?
So, I mean, it's a mixture. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult. But one thing that has worked well for me, it's planning. The fact that you are able to put things in order. For instance, so when you say you have about, we all have like, some people start working as early as 6 a.m. and some will end at 6 p.m. Others too will start around 9 and then by 5 o'clock they have closed. So depending on what I have doing in the day, I'm able to schedule it well and plan effectively. So if I have to move out of the house around 6 a.m., I would have to wake up early at 4 a.m. and do it well so that I do not have any conflicting issues. So it is quite difficult at times, but sometimes it's quite easy. So it all depends on how you are able to plan your life effectively so that you don't have issues, because all the other things equally are important.
Right, thank you. Akua, so from your experience, from what you do, okay, can you list out about 4 different pressures you feel 4 different pressures you feel you take in just because you're a woman?
Okay. So for clarification, fortunately, unfortunately, I'm not married and I don't have kids. So that alone, I don't want to say helps, but then it eases down a lot for me, right? But then as a woman, of course, I do face some pressures, because then you have people asking you questions like, when are you getting married? When are you going to have kids? Because for your age, you are in your childbearing age and all that. And so questions like that, which I feel they don't ask men, they do ask women, especially someone that I work with young people a lot. I work with them a lot, so I look like them, right? And so you always find people passing really cynical comments, right? And then right, you know, and everything. So there are those pressures that you have from people just because they expect that there should be more to your life than just work. Do you understand? And all that. I think also one of the pressures that I mostly face as a woman is, so I live by myself, right? I moved out of my father's home or house, I think some 6 or 5 years ago, right? So some of the pressures that you face is that as a woman, I don't know if you don't worry and you live alone. Do you understand? So those, I think for me personally, there are pressures that are associated with my singleness and the fact that I don't have kids. And then I think I'm also doing well for myself, right? So there's that comparison. You are doing well, but there's something still lacking, right? So you can't be doing well with in your career and then feel that it's okay. There should be, you are doing well with your career, but you are only seen as a complete or a whole human being when they feel that you have a man, you have a mini you walking around you, making noise, and you're right? So that's that. I'll say those are the pressures that I face. Yeah.
Right. So, Portia, I would think that yours is quite different from if Ikea's perspective. So we want to hear from you some of the pressures you face in your current.
Okay, so what Akua said is also the opposite to my scenario, because you have children, and now the children are equally competing for your time. You also have other things to do. You have to come to work. You have to come very early. You have to ensure that the children are going to school. Even at the workplace, there are pressures in terms of if you are a single mother, or let's say you have children, as against somebody who doesn't have children. How are you able to manage it? You have to meet targets, and you have to finish a lot of things, do so many things before you come to work. So you may end up coming to work tired, but then you have to do what you have to do. And at the end of the day, that shouldn't be an excuse that because I had to take care of my children and so I'm tired and so I can't deliver. So there are pressures from home, making sure that everything is well set at home. You also face the pressure at work because you have to deliver. So there are times that something needs to be done urgently. If you are at work and then you get a call from home. And then you are thinking in your mind, so the pressures come from home, the pressures come from work, and how you are able to manage it so that you are able to handle all effectively. Yeah.
Great. This is a good time to give a clap. So now I just want to single out someone from the audience. We don't know you. I just want to hear from you what's some of the pressures you're facing, okay? Then now we can just, align it to what everyone has said and single out the common. Do you understand? Right, so who would volunteer? If there's no volunteer, then I just select. Go in. Whose hand is up? You just want to share your experience, what you believe are just unnecessary social pressures you're receiving, okay? Should I speak Tree? Should I speak Ghana? We all understand, right? Okay, so go in. Should I select? Okay, lady and you. Yeah, no, the one, yeah. You, yeah. See, you can feel free to speak any language you want to speak. Feel free to speak any language you want to speak. Yeah, we're more gone. And we're more gone.
Oh. Me from pressure like in both of me.
Yeah.
Actually, you be
wow.
Yeah, ni inke mami ni yo. No na ke le feel like e area of nuchumoni mi yako ebele okay ahami.
Yeah.
Ni le ona amenta o ya peni afi twe pedicure keni bi mi na kenye machu na nuchumo.
Dabi.
Ngesmo wa ya le ona.
Yeah.
Ni pressure ni da ne ha mejino. Ole ake mami ewa. Shikabe. Nuchumo ne kemu ko yeshika ona akawie moji but iya ni ewie mo hani ni jami ajewi. Cause no ni jino ko ni country no ni mi town mafi. Me aside tiling work if your floor design no kwani you can choose na ga Italy no if you have more pressure le buy each and every day.
Yeah.
Je dan enu chumo baba.
Yeah.
Abana boyeshia ochuni oya anu chumo. But then amele no ni woni cause ne kenu chumo eba eyemia
contract
eba contract. You work 2 months 3 months for any contract eba ko ebe you are home. Alone I can't have ne. Oh, ba fe no ko fia mi. Fie mo ne ke fio. You can no back where you are still where you are.
Wow.
No, that is the pressure ni and by side no okay.
Wow. So just to get everyone to understand what she just said, according to Matilda, she has a child and she's a mother, and her area of profession is she's a tiler. Now you would know, you and I would understand that this is not a job you would see lots of women doing, okay? So her number one pressure is from her parents, even from her home, right from her home. It starts from the people you know, the people who are expected to be your support system. And so her mother gives her the pressure, one, your area of profession is not ideal for you. Meanwhile, according to Matilda, that is what she enjoys doing. So they are suggesting that she should be a hairdresser, a fashion girl, like, a seamstress, caterer. Meanwhile, she rather enjoys being a tiler or a floor designer, right? That's pressure number one. Pressure number two, you know, these kinds of jobs, it comes as and when. You get it? It's not so fluid. So number two pressure, why are you sitting home? As if there's nothing happening. So I can understand, but relating what Matilda has said, what Portia has said, what Akua has said, you would understand that, yes, we call it social pressures, but then these kinds of pressures, for me, what I pick from it is that it always starts from the people closest to us. Do we agree? It always what? Starts from the people closest to us. So now, why does that happen? Of course, they care about us, right? But why does that happen? Is it lack of education, lack of sensitivity? Portia, why does that happen?
Okay, so I want to touch on Matilda's case.
Okay.
So I think that most of the times it is because people don't understand us, or people around us don't understand us. So she has an interesting and a very, good career in tiling, because this is a male-dominated field. And so if you have females doing tiling and they do it well, there is this, feel that, let's give her the opportunity. And trust me, the lady will deliver. So sometimes it is about telling them that, even though this is a male-dominated field, this is something that I'm interested in, that I can do. So I remember someone sharing an experience that when she wanted to do tiling, she was told that, tiling there, but then it was because we didn't have information, or the people that were saying that they didn't have information. So if it is something that because it has to do with picking, the tiles, you can equally squat and pick. You can also ask somebody to pick the tiles for you whilst you paste. You don't need to be bending all the time. So for me, I think that people around us sometimes do not understand us well, and we also do not communicate well. So if we are able to communicate well and tell them that, say where you say, but and I say fine, I think that will be, they will appreciate us and support us.
Yeah, this is a good place to give a hand. So Akua, I know you are your own boss. You don't work for anybody. Akua is her own boss, right? But in that space, okay, what are the realities of a woman when it comes to work-life balance? What are the real things on the ground, not the fictional things? What are the realities of a woman?
I think unfortunately, there's a conflict when it comes to the childbearing age of women, and also women who are probably doing well in their career or finding their feet in their career. There's always that conflict. So the age of, between 27, 30 to between 27 and 35, for example, that's around the same time that ideally the society will tell you that this is when you have to give birth, it's your childbearing age and everything. That's also the same time that ideally you are finding your feet in terms of you found a career that you're interested. So there's always that conflict, right? So that's, for me, I would say it's one of the realities that women face, in the sense that there's always that conflict where you always have to find that trade-off. Am I going to put this on hold and focus on this? Can I even juggle it or do it together? Or which one am I even choosing, right? So for me, my reality, and also, of course, observing people and all that, is always that childbearing age and then career, that conflict, right? When I was told that I was going to be on the panel to talk about this topic, I was quite excited because this is actually my final year thesis topic. So what I did was how I wanted to find out how corporate women balance work and family roles, right? And that's one of the things that they talked about, that there's always that conflict. Whereas a man can be a father today and can be promoted that same day easily, right? Or take up another role that same day. But a woman can be a mother today and has how many months to stay at home and take care of the kids and everything, and that would mean that work would, in a way, sometimes have to suffer, right, and all that. So these are some of the realities on the ground, right, and all that. So personally, doing consulting now and maybe working, it's easy to say that you work for yourself, you're your own boss, but then your clients are your bosses, right, and all that, right? So for me, some of the challenges that my reality as a woman in this space and working is always that sometimes in a subtle way, especially also depends on your clients, they always feel that it should be a man who is doing it, right? So you are, let's say, the founder or the CEO for this thing. When they are talking to you in their mind, there's a man behind it. And it's a very subtle thing. Like, they'll probably just say, are you the only one on this project? You work alone? Who else are you with? You know, I'm like, bruh, hey, I mean, what? Do you understand? It's a very, whereas if it was a man, it would just be, okay, so this and this and this and that and all that. They always want to make sure that, are you sure it's just you as a woman, right? So that's some of my realities, where sometimes when I'm even going to, when I have to bid for a contract or something, I sometimes want to even get a partner, a colleague to do it together, because it's like, in quotes, a crowd waits when who said Bema Kaho and everything, right, and all that kind of stuff. But for me personally, I've been fortunate to work with or work in organizations or spaces where the people are forward thinking, right? I haven't found myself in spaces where being a woman is a hindrance, right? All the places I've worked, they've actually encouraged women to take up roles, to do well for themselves and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's just a one-off, but when it comes to reality, my realities have been great so far. I've been with positive thinking people who actually encourage or embrace young women to do well for themselves, yeah.
Right. So, I think that, yeah, let's give it up to Portia. Right. So, before I get to Portia, I would want to talk more on this point, okay? Now, Akua works on her own. I am fortunate to be in a corporate setting, and this thing is becoming very real in my eyes. Where I'm not married, I don't have kids yet. I have colleagues who are getting married, female colleagues getting married. Children are coming in. And Akua, I'm sitting at the back seat and looking at how their life is turning down, like with work stuff, scares me. The other day I was like, hey, intimacy one day me worry na me wa. This is how like I'll get a downturn in my career. It's crazy. See, so you get married, yes, you're still at work. You get pregnant, and then now it's slowing you down. Children come in. The next thing is you're looking for permission. I can't be at work. I can't do this. Unconsciously, your boss starts, taking you out of major stuff. Oh, she's a mother. She won't go. Meanwhile, this is your career. You've probably been working 4 years of your life. You are looking to shoot because it has to be first year, you're just growing. So after 5 years, it's like you're now backtracking. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, the way now I'm active, my boss is do this, let's do this, let's do this. One day am I going to be like that? It's scary. So this is like a hardcore reality for us women. And as younger ones, I don't know how we can maneuver it, but I would want to hear more. And Portia, let us hear your experience. You have been on the job, you have been married, you've had, how many kids? 3? Yes. Tell us about it.
So even though that is the reality, I still think and I believe that it is doable.
Wow.
It is doable because it all depends on the planning, as I initially said, and then also looking for good support system. So I have this experience where I had a new job. I had just joined, and then my child was about 10 months old. And the first month I joined, I was asked to travel. My son was still breastfeeding. So immediately they told me, I just told them point blank, I said, oh no, I'm sorry, I cannot go. And then I went to sit down, and then I thought and I reflected, and I said, this thing, even though it is going to be a struggle, to be difficult, it will also be a learning opportunity for me. So what do I do? So I immediately went back and I said, I'm sorry, I'll be able to go. So I had to make a sacrifice. And that is the reality. And the sacrifice was to stop breastfeeding my child, because he was 10 months old. I had planned on doing 1 year. He was 10 months. I had to, stop breastfeeding him and travel. So then, even though it is real, it is difficult, and that is what we face as women, it is doable, especially if you get a support system. So the support system, when we were growing up, we had aunties, we had uncles. There were people around that you could leave your child with. You don't have to struggle waking up, taking care of your children. You just bath and go.
But Portia, what happens when you don't have a support system?
Yes, so...
Do you get it? Yeah, what happens when you don't have a support system?
Okay, so then again, in my case, I didn't have a support system.
Wow.
Yes, that's the truth. And I didn't have a support system then. But then, sometimes you'd have to sacrifice. As Akua said, the career is there. You are also, trying to give birth, or you are trying to start a family. Both are important, but then there should be a balance. So how do you balance it so that you are able to do it? Some way, somehow, some would have to, some would go down at a point, but it will get to a point that it will be leveled. As I'm here, I do not have that challenge of, juggling with children, making sure that I can do whatever I want to do because the children are well taken care of. They are fine. They can take care of themselves. But when I was starting, it wasn't like that. So there was a price I had to pay for. So you either have to hold on with a career and focus on the family, or you have to find a way of getting a good support system to take care of the family whilst you continue with the career. So even though it is difficult, I still feel that it is doable.
Right.
Just to add to what Portia just said, and when she talked about the support system, we were all like, yeah, we don't have it and all that, right? I think some few years ago, right, I've come to appreciate the value of having people in your network, having people around you, people you can trust, right? And I think it's something that women find it difficult to do. And women, I guess, we are conditioned to feel that we can do it all by ourselves, or we have to do it all by ourselves, right? So it's very difficult for us to ask for help. And so when it comes to support system, I think what I just want to add is, let's be very intentional about it. Intentional about connecting with people, just getting to know. I know in Kofu, people say that a lot, right? But unfortunately or fortunately, we are in the world and we have to coexist. You can't do it all by yourself, right? I don't think any of here is here just because of what we did for ourselves, right? Someone helped us some way, somehow. People connected us at some point. It's based on relationships that we are here. She was in my house some 3 months ago.
Yeah.
As a stranger, I didn't know her. It was a meeting that we were having. They decided to host it in my house, and she was part of the people. And on the onset, we introduced ourselves. We got along. We would check in and all that. And then she texts me and say, "Hey, I'm on the program today," and then we connect. Do you understand? But you can find yourself as women. We'll be in a space, and we are not talking to anybody. Competition. Already, we've found ourselves, this one, she can't be my friend. We are trying to the things that we do, actually, long term, it affects us. Do you understand? So I understand that the support system, we say it's not there, but sometimes we create it. We don't help ourselves, right? It is for me personally, knowing people, support system it's really helped me a lot. And it's really helped even with the job I do. Sometimes it has to take me a long time to get something done. But if I know that I have to do it in this company, I know Portia. Portia actually hooked me up. In minutes, I'm doing it. And my boss, my clients are like, hey, this thing, when I was going to do it, they said it would take 5 months, but you've been able to do it. So they'll always come to you, do you understand? So I'm begging you, when it comes to the support system, let's not be all happy about it. Say, I don't have a support system, it's really tough, I have to do it and those things. Let's be very intentional about getting people in our network, people we trust. If you don't trust somebody, somebody can't trust you, do you understand? So this is just my 2 cents. Thank you.
I like that.
So then again, to share another practical example, I had to travel again and I had to go with my child. So I couldn't have left the child because I didn't have anyone at home. So I traveled with my child. And what did I do? When I went to the community, I quickly engaged people, just about, the support system. Yeah. So we knew people that were hosting us. So I spoke to them, and they said, they care biwaha. And they are very good. So I quickly went and then I spoke to the lady that they said, yes, so I leave the child, I go to the field, I do my work. When it is 3 p.m., I come and pick my child, I take him to the house. So that is a support system. I didn't know anybody there, but then you had people that you had engaged, people that you believe, people that you trust. And so I was able to entrust my child in their care. So the reality is that and it will definitely get better when it gets to a point. When things stabilize, when the children are much older, you do not have to stress. But but you still have to find a way to do it. Either say sacrifice for that is the reality, no, but then you still have to find ways of balancing the two so that none of them suffer.
Thank you. So from the audience, I know this is about women, but I can see men around and I want to understand it better, okay? So if a man could volunteer and give us their experience of the kinds of pressures they face, okay? Apart from looking for money, men, what are the pressures you get from society? Please, we would really love that. Women, we would love that, right? Yes. Apart from Chale, Mihiaska, Mikwejuma, what really are the social pressures you get? Or it's just money? Please go, that's it. Microphone.
The problems, I'm Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac, what do you do?
I'm a painter.
A baker?
A painter.
Painter, okay.
Yeah, and a teacher as well.
Okay.
The problems we do face is competition among our friends.
Wow.
Yes. Assuming you completed school with a friend, that friend is working in a big company, earning more. And you are teaching in a private school and a painter as well. Day in, day out, you get job, you go for painting on Saturdays and Sundays. And I'm in a private school as well. The salary is not enough. Yet, you have to help your household as well. So we do face a lot.
It's still money, right? right, but go on.
Yeah, we do face a lot. But if you realize that you can do it, with the help of family and prayers, everything will be fine.
Right. Thank you. All right, Isaac. So can I take another view from a man? Another, before I, no. There's a hand there.
Yes, I think it's a very interesting conversation, and I'm actually enjoying the varied perspectives. I think pressures come in several different ways.
I want to hear it.
Sometimes, for me personally, I think the biggest pressure comes from myself as an individual. And very similar to what my brother said, you are building a career and then you are realizing that there are people who are far gone, people far ahead of you. They've taken steps that looks like you may not be able to claw back, right? So it's the pressure of actually challenging yourself and getting to the heights that you are. Sometimes being content with where you are is in itself is big pressure. You may have gotten to a level where you feel like you need to step up, but then again, you also feel like, look, mine is better than someone's, right? So juggling, finding a balance between feeling content with where you are, and by content, I don't mean stay or mark time. I mean accepting that it's a step-by-step process. That is big pressure, and that's really, personally, from a personal point of view, the type of pressure I put on myself every single day. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, your name?
Nathan.
Nathan. In the last 1 year, okay, how many people have reminded you that you have to get married?
So I am married.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Please give it to Isaac.
But
Isaac,
I
are you
can take
married?
that question anyway.
Isaac, are you married?
I'm not.
In the last 1 year, how many people have reminded you you have to get married, you have to give birth, you have to, how many people?
Oh, a lot.
A lot?
Yeah, I do face, but I only tell them it's just a matter of time.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
I don't pressure myself with those things since
Okay.
I've not gotten to where I want to be.
Okay. Thank you for your opinions, Isaac and Nathan. But then, it would interest you to know that we as women also, you know, feel the way you feel about fellow women. If they are doing, if my mates are doing well, of course it comes to mind. Oh, now, right? And then for Nathan's, you were like, you set your own targets for yourself and you are your biggest competition. Women, we also do that, right? So I'm beginning to feel or understand that maybe women are really going through a lot mentally. Yeah, the social pressures, right? Yes. Right? Because from what Isaac and Nathan said, there are things we can, relate to. But then from what we also said, they can't relate to it so much. You get it? So, right. I'll just leave it there. Okay, so let's move on, okay? Akua. So for people like Matilda, okay, who are in such a space where their work-life balance is, the disparity, even for ourselves, what do we do? What's the way forward for ourselves? Are we supposed to give them what they want to just end? Of course, do you know that we want it better than they want it? The people who are always reminding us of what we don't have. They forget that we want it for ourselves more than they want it for us. But what are we supposed to do?
Right. What are we supposed to do? So I think for me, if Matilda was in your shoes, right? So I'm noted to be very stubborn, right? So I think that's when you will need me, right? To get that stubborn spirit, right? But that's just on the lighter note. I think for me, it's for you to know exactly what you want from life. That's mostly like the thing that would really help everybody. If you know what you want from life, right? The people who will talk will just be talking. But because you know what you want from life, there is a price, there's a target, you have a focus, and you are just going there. Not to say you don't get advice from people, but then the advice is not necessarily changing your ways or changing what you really want to do. Do you understand? So for me, Matilda, I would say that know exactly what you want from life. And as as maybe controversial as you need to even find out from yourself if you really want to be married or not, and you need to be honest about it. Do you want to have kids or not, and be honest about it, so that when people come at you, you have an answer for them. Do you understand? Because people project their insecurities on people, right? At this age, they probably were having issues, so they're also scared that you also get to that point where you also be there. So what I would say is that sit down and ask yourself what you really want from life. If your life, for you, life is not, and one of the things you are just talking about is work and family. When you talk about family, you're talking about maybe marriage and maybe kids. But there's more to life than that, right? And so when we are talking about this whole balancing thing, it's not just work and family and children. It's even what's the name? Even mental state, your well-being is even part of it, your social life. Because you know, women, we don't do that. Most women don't even have like a social life. Like, oh, on Thursdays, dear, I don't do anything. I just chill. It's even strange for some people. People are looking at me like, eh? You don't have trouble in life, eh? Friday night, 9 to this, I'm just chilling. But some of us, our work is just work, kids, back home and sleep. But that is not me. For me personally, it's not life. Oh. You can't tell me this is work-life balance. We can't have a conversation when what our matrix is just work and mother, father, mother, children. No, there's more to the life part, which is mentally you are fine. Those of you who are Christians or religious, you also know that your spiritual life too is intact. It's all part of the life. You are making sure that you have good relations with people. It's all part that. I think the life spectrum is really long or big, right, or whatever. Do you understand? So what I was saying is that just ask yourself what you really want for life, and for you, what is quality of life for you? When somebody talks about quality of life, what is it for you? Is it having kids, married, and having a stable job? If that's quality of life for you, hold on to it, and that's fine. If for you, quality of life is having a good job, being able to travel the world, having good people around you, and this thing, hold on to it. Don't let anybody come and tell you, as a woman, dear. That statement, I hate it rough. And then if quality of life for you is just making sure that you have a good job and you are just doing your own thing, and it's fine. So that when people come and are talking to you, you are not depressed or you are down. You know where you are going, you know what you want from life, so it makes it easy. And I was telling Portia when we were up there that I have a cousin who has triplets, right? So 3 kids. Yeah, 3 kids. And she's really, when we talk about juggling, she's juggling it. All of us, we become mothers. Me, I can tell you that I have me too, I have a child, because we are all doing some. They even call me no secure cry. We are all doing that. But the question that her journey, right, made me really reflect on my life, right, and even what I really wanted for my life and everything. What I want to just say to end is, one of the things I have realized that people are facing and are not able to prioritize, I'll borrow her word, because of the planning or juggling, is because life falls on them. Do you understand? So it's like, maybe 25, maybe 20s, oh, so then it's like, who is even support system for me? Nobody, you didn't even sit down to think to it, that when I give birth, I will need mommy or daddy if they are around. Okay, if they are not around, I will have my brother coming over, my sister. We didn't plan for that. It just happened because it is the age. I have to make it happen, and it happened. Do you understand? So it's like we didn't have any plan for it, right? Oh, I have to do this, and it just happened. So life like literally falls on us. Do you understand? And so there's no plan for it and all that. So I think, just to summarize everything, know what you really want from life, which is the quality of life you want. Like, have a mental picture of it. I know life happens. Sometimes we all want to be whatever, but at least you are better off having a picture that is lying to you than you don't have anything at all, and all you are doing is your own namkeke. Ojazie and all that kind of stuff. So that's all I will say. And so Matilda, when you told me you're a tiler, I was even thinking in my house, Charlie, what is that the tiling work I need to do? Do you understand? You're doing a fantastic job, and don't let anyone take you out of it. Forget about the economy. I didn't, but hold on to it and tile well, and then you go places, right? Thank you.
So, I know Akua previously talked about support system. When she was speaking, I just thought of this. This life, the only aspect we've experienced is what we can really talk on, okay? But there's a long way ahead of us, and we don't even know how to, I mean, some of us, we're just taking it a day at a time, okay? So in really looking at the work-life balance, I'm thinking, how influential would mentorship be when we want to look at enhancing a proper work-life balance? How do you think mentorship would influence this aspect of our lives as women?
Yes, so it is very, very important to be able to get a mentor to support you in this journey. So as Akua rightly mentioned, you should be able to plan effectively and even know what you want. So then if you have a mentor in your life, you would be able to sit and discuss with him or her that this is what I want to do. In the next 2 years, I want to see myself becoming the best painter. So if all things go well and I am able to paint, I want to work with someone to gain more skills. So maybe after a year or two, if I think I'm okay, I would want to move on and start my own business. If things get better, I may want to go back to school. After school, I want to settle. Something. So there should be somebody in your life that you can always call, somebody that you can speak with to share some of these things with. There's this adage in Akan that nyansa ni baako fo chim. So don't think that you can do it all by yourself. That is why there are people there. That is why you have influential people in your communities, in your homes, even here at the Skills Hub. That support system is there for you. So take advantage of it. Speak to people who are well versed in that area. Speak to people who have been able to go through the journey and ask them, how were you able to do it? Then they will guide you as to how you should go about it. Now, we even have lots of resources online. So take advantage of the internet too. The internet shouldn't be only about watching funny videos and laughing. You can find resourceful things on the internet. Your mentor, you can identify. Your mentor, you can even ask somebody to introduce you to one. If you don't know where to find them, you can speak to someone to introduce you to one so that that person will guide you, that person will support you. You can do it. That is what I always say. Things are difficult, and by nature as women, sana itie. So for me, I think that if you know that this is how it is, you should be able to work towards it well. So it is not only about marriage, it is not only about work, but as Akua said, your mental health. Do you have fun? If you are tired, stop. That is something I always say to myself. People around me will tell you this. I said, Madam, please, that's not what I mean. But who says that you have to do all the household chores before the next day? You need time for yourself. So if you are able to identify somebody who can support, that person can guide you. Madam, go out, have fun, meet friends, speak. Do things. You need it. You need it. Our life should not be just balanced, two extremes. And then we are either going this way or we are either going that way. There's a long spectrum. So we need to be able to do that and have fun and enjoy ourselves. But you can also do that if you are able to identify people to speak with. Then again, you have the Skills Hub here. There are seasoned people here who can support you through that journey. So look for people around you. Look for good people around you who can support you, who can mentor you and coach you so that you have a fun-filled life. We need it. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah, great. I am realizing we've not spoken about triggers, how to identify you're not having a proper work-life balance. I think that for each and every one of us, our trigger points obviously will be different. So I want to just take about 3 views from the audience. Like for you, what happens to you or what makes you feel and realize you're not having a proper work-life balance? Yeah. Yeah, please give her the mic. Let's clap for her. We're taking 3 people to talk on this. What happens to you and then you be like, no, you're not having, or have you even ever thought of it before? Have you ever processed it that, hey, I may not be having a proper work-life balance? And what are some of the factors that makes you realize you're not having a proper work-life balance?
Okay, well, I think sometimes tiredness, a bit of stress from work duties makes me just pause and think, am I even having a work balance at all? You know, sometimes even you're due for annual leave, you a bit hesitant to even take it, you know, sometimes you just pause and be like, no, let me just take a break, yeah.
Right. Who else? Who else? Please, let's hear from this lady.
Okay, I'm Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Okay, first, I was doing a lot of job, but, you know, I was suffering a lot, so I chose one that, okay, I'll do this.
Yeah.
So that when I started doing it, I saw that, okay, this is the job which will help me. So I'm happy to choose one job.
That's good.
Instead of choosing 3.
That's good. Sometimes jack of all trades is a master of none. Last person, any volunteer? Any volunteer? I'll choose. I'll choose. Please give it to this lady for me.
All right, thank you. I'm Patricia. Okay, so I'm a student, I'm a facilitator, and I'm a tiler as well.
Wow. How many tilers do we have? Oh, wow.
So initially, I used to do like a full-time job, but I realized that the full-time job is taking much of my time. I don't get the time to do other things because me, for sleeping and reading, I really love it. And that day, me papa, it's, you know, I felt tired, so I decided to go for part-time. So now I'm into part-time, and when the tiling job to come, I go into it, and then the schools are on weekends. So there are times that I just skip if I realize that I'm tired. So yeah, these are some of the things that I used to do, the full-time. So I told myself I will never do a full-time job because I need time. Self-care is very important. So then I will never do a full-time job. Yeah, thank you.
Right, right. So we are almost wrapping up, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself. You've enjoyed yourself?
About work-life balance too, I just want to put something across that you can actually also do full-time stuff, because for me, I do full-time work. I'm a full-time and proud father. And I'm a full-time, at church as well. And I enjoy both. And so you can also enjoy your work, enjoy your family, and enjoy your church, or wherever you do as well. But sometimes these places can be also places of hell. So imagine someone who is coffee. Now I put a juma now coffee.
Yeah.
Or imagine that pastor they be our pastor who annoy you. So so quite sorry. Or you are doing some work now, work knows one year now boss say my phone ben why. It can also be very difficult for you. And so my question is, how do you
balance that kind of mental, mental, It's very important because as human beings, all right. Nti se course na se adwuma no anye ni yie ana afie wo kontokwa ana sorry obi ne ho ye bibia. How do you psych yourself to really get on with that kind of pressure? Because that pressure no very internal and can be very difficult. You want to add up to my question? I have partners in crime.
So that we will get a full answer. Sometimes, like motherhood, as Auntie Portia was saying, say you have kids and you need to get time for yourself as a mother. As you were saying that you need to go out, have fun sometime. You shouldn't be working, kids, homework, and those stuff. Sometimes you need to go out. But in society, sometimes when you go out, they'll be like, hey, girl, you don't need problem. That kind of, how they criticize sometimes do affect what's now and then you think like, am I doing the right thing? Because of what people keep on saying to you, like when you go out, they'll be like, girl, I say only problem or call them in Bani PA or more cover ne sign your man. So now me person like men fan can their boss can not like all answer together. So that pressure no sometimes it do affect us. Yeah, it do affect us very well.
Okay. And then Portia. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Safo, to answer your question, how to find that mental space to be able to address issues that you are going through. I think people talk about therapy trauma that you have not addressed is coming up in your marriage, is coming up at the workplace, is coming up and all that kind of stuff, right? I personally had to deal with that at some point in my life, right? And I can tell you that I have seen an improvement when I decided to actually address some of the issues that I was feeling. So I would recommend therapy if you can afford it, or speak with people that you trust. Right, just speak with people that you trust. And like when I was talking, I said that for me, people have been a blessing to me. Do you understand? I know I have also had people who have really disappointed me, messed me up, and I'm still looking for them, right? But I can sit here and tell you that I have people who have blessed my life, right? I am not here because of anything special, do you understand? It's just because people believed in me. I also was vulnerable to tell people that these are the areas that I lack or I don't have skills in. Can you help me? Do you understand? Like, I'm very vulnerable. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm talking plenty. I'm very, very vulnerable. I can go to my mentor and say, oh, today's discussion, Charlie, I didn't like it. I don't think I did well. And then she will actually sit me down. We'll go to the entire process. What did you do wrong? Why do you think? What are the areas you think you should do well and everything? I'm that vulnerable. And then my next engagement is better. Do you understand? And I think that's one of the things that a lot of us are not willing to do. A lot of us are not willing to be vulnerable with people, to actually tell them, this is what I'm dealing with. Do you understand? Some people, I've gone for a session where a lady walked up to me to tell me that the way I was talking, no, there are people like that. You know that mentally on your papa. Do you understand? And I've also gone for places that after the people would say that, oh, I got this from it and everything. Do you understand? And the person who is telling that why me he know, clearly I can't take it personal. Do you understand? Because she's dealing with something. Do you understand? I mean, either reminding her of something or, do you understand? And this is someone that she needs to address and deal with it. Do you understand? Because it will affect her some way, somehow in her life. And a lot of people are unemployed because they have dealt with things and it comes up in the workspace. So, Mr. Safora, what I would just say is that have a way to talk to people about the things that you are dealing with. Do you understand? Just be vulnerable. Everybody knows what we deal with. And just always talk to people about it. I mean, I've gotten to a stage where if I trust you and come and tell my stuff to you, and because I know you can help me and later I heard someone, it is on your head. Me, I can't be bothered. I found my solution, because you too, you will give me a solution. Whatever you say after, I really can't be bothered. It is a solution I'm so interested in. So as young women or women here, I think one of the things we hold on to is we don't let go. We don't let lose. We feel like, Miko King, Miko Okanas a so I say any bad. What you say? Enti we can say you really have of what people say, you know, wow, it won't help you. Me personally, in comedy, what people will say, I won't be where I am. Do you understand? And I'm very passionate about stuff like I can go on and on about changing mindsets when it comes to people limiting you, because I have dealt with that before. Do you understand? I've dealt with people telling me that, you know what, Okala, no, we are too dark, bright, and like that's what I'm telling you. Me, when I sit here and I'm talking plenty, I'm coming from somewhere. I've coming from a place where I've had to deal with some insecurities. Do you understand? I'm coming from a place where I've had to know what I want for my life and literally confront people to say, hey, you can't talk to me this way. Do you understand what I mean? And so I'm very passionate about stuff like I become very passionate about when I feel that someone is not living their utmost life just because I become very, very passionate about it. So me, I'll tell you that so far as you're not killing anybody, so far as you're not hurting anybody, please live your life. Do you understand? Because uyo ombeka, 1 year or more weka, intinya obeye na ohubeto. She am new. Yes.
Thank you, Kia. Okay, so I'll also add to what Kia said. In terms of dealing with pressures, me, if I come to work, my mind is blocked for work. When I leave the walls of work, now my mind is tuned for home. When I have to do other things, I leave home, and now I tune my mind to do the other things. So, I mean, you have to find a way of balancing all of them. So I have petitioned my mind that when I come here, so everything, all the conversations, Bibia should be about Ejuma. Mikofia, now Bibia should be about Ejuma. Say weekend events be oha. Mashisha nieme nyina atunche, but as me concentrate on the event and have fun. So it is important that you do that so that you are able to manage things very well. And dear sister, sene yukia kain omobeka. Ade awuye, is it affecting the community? Is it affecting the nation? Is it a crime? You are just taking your children out to have fun. And then they are talking, please have fun. Fun is very, very important. We have limited ourselves too much. And please do. It is very, very important for you. The children will grow up and leave you. And now you'll be battling with your health. And then you'll be wondering, why are they not calling me? But if you have a nice way, if you find interesting ways of making yourself happy and making them happy, you do not need other people to necessarily make you happy. Timpacho. It is very, very important. Please have fun.
I can see now people would really want to talk. Please give it to the lady in yellow first, then we...
I'm into POP, ceiling, and painting. And I work with Ganwest Municipal Assembly Revenue Department. Okay, so I'm just adding to what you said, Akua and Portia said. About the children, I sometimes I'm a mother of 2. So I sometimes take my kids out. I go with them. Sometimes I go alone. Yes, I just tell, when my husband is around, I tell him I'm going for a meeting. Then I chill with my friend. Yes, for my weekend, I don't I don't joke with my weekend. Yes, I don't joke. If I don't go on Saturday, I go on Sunday evening. Yes. And I make sure I enjoy my life to the fullest. I don't listen to anyone. And when it comes to family managing, I try my possible best. Yes, sometimes I will have to do this house chores. Sometimes it's 12 a.m. I'm still doing it. I feel this tiredness. I'll be like, no, when it's 2 o'clock, I'll go and sleep. I have to wake up 3:30 and do other stuff. So I'll be working. I'll be working now before I realize 2:30. Then when I go to bed, sometimes it affects my time going back to work and taking care of the kids. So yes, taking care is like managing the two staffs, like field work, house, and then the office work and other stuff. It's very, very challenging. Though I didn't come in early, but what I have to say is it's very, very challenging. But if you plan, there are some clients, they just call you like that. They'll just call you, I need you right now. Bridget, where are you? Come and take estimate for me. Bridget, let's go and buy material. It's just like that. And this thing you cannot plan for. And you can't say you can't meet the person. So you just have to adjust your yourself, then meet the person. So yes, you can chill as well.
Right. Please give it to.
Thank you. Pacho, answer maybe some question. And Bemana Moa has said, Pacho, I am Mumbai, help us, why? Yeah, won't worry, it's worry about you. Yeah, Bell won't see a shame, I am Mumbai because your banner way, say a chef, you know, a hand to her like, oh, boy, me and I'm a buona. You want him high, yes, you can so. Mobile, I answer them, Boamo, I was sick as same. 18. May I 7% miss the same. Have you ever been in a situation where the people around you, the people you trust, your family, your partner, your siblings, think say, you are outshining them, you are so assertive. Pray on hard then, because Obama now on any war or Jane say, me read or petre, be your percent or hobby. I would be your person, be promotion, be your person. How did you deal with it? And I said, Unuyebi, and I the family, Usa, or your bar, I didn't know. O percent be our honum. How did you deal with it? Did you feel say you were stabbed at the back? Did you feel betrayed or something? And emotionally, how did you come out of it? Thank you.
Okay, so let me take that one. Okay, being assertive is a very good value, very, very good value. Everyone must have, and being proactive is very, very good. But then the only time when it becomes something like I said question mark kakra wo ho is when maybe the people around you, obviously maybe you have elder siblings, but it shouldn't be bad. It's not a bad thing at all. Maybe Senya also you just slap their faces with it all the time. That's where maybe they'll have issues with you on that. I don't know how you handle it. One shall be kakra won same there. I don't know how you handle it. But obviously the wine who in an annoying way, they will definitely have issues with you. Yes, I say kokoti, you know that definitely. I know dear and no the year it becomes very annoying, right? So for me, I'm a very assertive person. I'm very proactive. See, sometimes I'm in a relationship and it's crazy because how I'm thinking, I said it's the man who is supposed to be doing all those, but me, I'm just, and so I've come to learn that maybe it's just how you want to package it. You can still be very proactive, but you just apply wisdom to it. You get it? It's very frustrating, especially when your intentions are clear. You don't intend for it to be this way, but they are receiving it to be that way. You get it? So your intention, make sure that what you have in mind to communicate is what is being communicated. Not that, okay, I don't want it to come out as this, but they are receiving it as that. So you just have to apply a lot of wisdom. They are powerful, successful women who still have their homes beautiful. Do you get it? So it's just about wisdom, right? Do you get it? Sometimes women, we do too much. The truth is, if the man has more, or better, so yes, in this season, you have more. I don't know, do Do you get it? So, you feel me, right? You feel me? You get it? Sometimes women, we do too much. I say, yeah, no, it's not right. So I really think it's just wisdom. I've been in a position where I didn't know much about these things. I have a big brother, then there's me, but I'm more proactive. But he also has his strengths. You get it? He has his strengths. I have my strength. I have my weakness. He has his. Until more back together, you form a very solid team. So I really think it's just wisdom. What to say, how to say it, you know, and you will be fine. Do you want to say?
Yeah. So there's something that you actually said in terms of how do you deal with that if you are, yeah. So what she rightly mentioned, I mean, fantastic. But there are also people, no matter how you tone down, no matter how you watch your moves, you make them understand. Still, there's who scared. Do you understand? So, yeah. So there's a bit of you putting it in people's face, so they making it look like, hey, I've arrived, I'm this thing. And there's also you're just an assertive person. You're just a proactive person. You're not rubbing it in anyone's face, but that's who you are. But someone just has an issue with it. I would say that if you have stuff like that, if it's not the example she gave and is what I'm saying, then you need to be, fortunately for people like you and I who are quite assertive, we are also in touch with our instincts. It's very sharp. Right, it's very, very sharp. I don't know about you, but it's very, very sharp. I can always smell envy from afar. I can always smell negativity from. I can profile you know that me, I can do it. What you say? And I'll be right. You come later and say, yeah, you the bomb me. So that means you the bomb me. Do you understand? So what I would say is that anytime you feel that thing, it's fine. Keep your distance. You know, you need to get to a place where you preserve your environment, your space. And I have that thing personally. Like, I live in a very, you see what I mean? You have to preserve it because you can't always allow negativity into your life, in your space, especially negativity. It doesn't enter easily unless I allow it most of the time. Do you understand? So I would say that if you're a proactive person or you're very, what's the word we use? Assertive, right? It's just that thing. You definitely have that instinct going on with you. It's very sharp. Anytime you smell it, don't play with it. Give the person his or her space. Let's not fool in life. It's okay. Let's move to. There are some people also don't like them. It's okay. Let's respect ourselves. Do you understand? So if you feel that way, just be able to do that. One thing that also helps is sometimes when you feel that you need to talk to this person, have a conversation with this person. Hey, I feel your energy towards me is very weird. Is there anything I'm doing wrong that you need to come to have a conversation about it? We'll sit down and have a and in this life that we are going, we don't work with crassing for. We look with forward-thinking people because the economy is hard. So you need people who help you make your blood cold. Do you understand? It's hot. The blood is hot already. You don't need anyone who's going to stress you out. Do you understand? So if you see that, I said maybe it's not sorry. I said maybe it's two things. You to let it go or have a conversation. Hey, can we talk? I see that you are very, very funny around me. Is there a problem? Then he may say, yeah, there's something you said 3 years ago. Hey, 3 years. Then all you say is, oh, sorry. That's not how I was doing it. And you'll be fine. If you see that the person doesn't even want to talk, then you know that this person is not meant to be in your life. So that is how I will manage, and that's what I do. I manage it a lot. Do you understand? Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, landing back on the subject of the day, enhancing or achieving a proper work-life balance. My take is learn to take breaks, okay? Learn to take breaks. You can't have it all figured out. You can't control everything. Work, life, marriage, children. Just learn to take breaks. If you're at work, you're at work. When you're out of work, you're out of work. If you are taking your leave, take your leave and go home, go and relax. There was a time, Ikea, I took 4 days off. Do you know where I went to? Alone. See, I just had a backpack. I went to Cape Coast alone. First night I was in Hotel A. The next day I'll just be roaming, refreshing myself. Hotel B, next night. It was amazing. I just cut off everyone. No. But like, it's that important to me. I just took days off, ran away, and I was just alone over there. I go back and I was like, hey, now so to me, be alone, you know, but just learn to take breaks, okay? If you need to talk to your husband, talk to your partner that, hey, I think that I need a day off. I love you so much, but today I just want to be alone. Do you understand? Just learn to take breaks, okay? That's just my take to improving a proper work-life balance, because we can't have it all figured out. No matter how smart we are, no matter how proactive we are, there are days where is something going on. Yeah, there are days where you just can't have it all together. So that's my take. Final remarks from Portia, then we are done.
Yes, I would also add that you should call for help if you need it. Please, it is very, very important for your mental being, for yourself. Please call for help. And it may be true, so maybe it's something to do with your work. There are people who have been in your space or are still in your space. Please speak to them. You have issues balancing your work and home and school and other things. If you are finding it difficult to figure it out, please seek help. Speak to people about it. There are people who are already in the space. And we are even fortunate. Say there is internet. Say we have lots of people around us. So don't stress yourself. Please go a step further. Go outside your zone. It doesn't make you less of a woman. It doesn't make you vulnerable. You need help and you are asking for it. It is very, very important to seek for help. And then again, also try to be appreciative, because there are more instances where the spaces we are in, we do not appreciate the little things that people are doing for us. So let's say you work in an organization and then you have consulted or spoken to your supervisor that because of so and so, I may not be able to come at this time. Are you able to come at the set time that you said you will come? And when you come, do you do what you are expected to do and close on time? Or you come and then you abuse that opportunity and then leave expecting that everybody will be happy with you? No. So for every little opportunity you are given, please appreciate it. At home, the support system you have, be it your siblings, be it that grandmother, be it that mamina otifihona debia obano ponwa oba or manedianeno, how do you appreciate them? It is not necessarily giving them cash, but letting people know that you are happy they are in your life. We are no islands. You can't do it all. It is impossible. That will be meaning now you become a god. Into say, now we are trying to figure it out. No, get people in your life, speak to people, consult. There are a lot of people. In fact, there are some people who are just seated, waiting for people to bring their issues, so that they can help them. Because the bar no nusunya ejumaye. People like, yes, there are people who like to talk. Ne diana se oni obi bekasa na waboa nipa no na wahye nipa ne nkran. So why are you harboring everything? You can't do it all alone. So you have to try your best, balance it very well. Ejuma nie, efie nie, fun nie, entertainment nie, we nie. Shesha ne kama. Don't let it crisscross. Uye ejuma wi, wa ye ejuma wi. Ukofia wo fie. Wo ni ujiweni a wo jiweni. Get through time I'll go school, so I will do school account so that you are able to flow very, very well. We need you alive, please. The system is too hard.
Final remarks from Ikea.
Okay, so I think we've said it all, right? And it's just one thing I want to say, and I want to say this because we are women, and maybe I can say, if not, most of us, I think over 50% of us here are not married. I would say. I'm just looking at your faces and looking at your hands and all that. So I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing. So what I really want to say is that as women, when it comes to balancing or having a proper balance when it comes to work and life, it really is based on your support system, and you know that. And for me, the support system is the one you decide to spend the rest of your life with if you decide to marry. So what I will leave you here with, and it's an advice that my mentor has given me and I'm holding on to, because I've seen how a lot of women have suffered because they did not get a support, or they don't have a supportive husband. They have to do it all. They are the ones supposed to go to the to work. They have to take care of the kids. They have to they have to do everything. The man is just supposed to come home and ask, you know, that kind of thing. So if anything, because you've heard everything, we've said everything, but one of the things that I would want to leave you with, if you are the one who wants to get married, is that be very intentional about who you want to spend the rest of your life with. It shouldn't just be about feelings or six packs or cabro for papa. So, or about you say, oh wow. None of that. There's more to it than that. Do you understand? So just so we don't repeat the mistakes our parents have made, our older siblings have made and everything, the one thing you can do for yourself, and yourself will be happy for you, is that the one you decided to spend the rest of your life with was screwed up well, and is someone who is very supportive. What he has here, when you are cooking, he say, oh, I'll take the children to this. When you are doing this, oh, I'll help. You don't even wait. He sees that what he has here. So that's the best. Me, if I have to give a final remark, I would say, if you want to have a family, you want to have kids and everything, make sure the one you are spending that long-term journey with is a very sensible person and very, what's the word? Otima, kind of say, yeah, empathetic. We don't have a lot of those people around, but look for those kind of people. Every time I'm looking for them. So if you have siblings that they are like that, holla. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your panelists for the day, Portia and Akua. Let's do it better for them. It has been awesome having you as a very wonderful audience. Thank you for the interactions. Thank you for your ideas, your experiences. And we are looking forward to better days. We hope that all what you've learned from here today would guide you, you know. It's going to serve as a light to your path and then guide you. One day when you find yourself in a very tight situation, you remember all the words from this stage and then you would apply it to your life. It's been pleasurable being your moderator for today. Thank you all so much.
Wow, that was packed, right? Really packed. Thank you so much, Akua. Thank you, Emelia. Thank you, Portia, for your very insightful comments today. We're very grateful. We're grateful for your time. And on behalf of the group, we want to say a big thank you. Please, let's give them a round of applause. All right. I know we've come to almost the end of our program. And I would want to call on a very beautiful young lady to come and give us the closing remarks. Wendy, come and give us the closing remarks. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You all will agree with me that tonight's conversation has really hit home, especially for we the ladies here. Conversations around marriage, childbirth, raising a family, and everything in between. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to, just as my colleague Nathan has done, to our distinguished speakers, our moderator, for taking time out of their really busy schedule to join us this evening to have this conversation. Please let's give a round of applause to them. And also to our lovely audience in-house and those of us watching us over Facebook and from all across the world. We are very grateful for sticking with us from start to finish. So this event wouldn't have made possible without support from BMZ, Plan International, Invest for Jobs, as well as YOTA. So I'd just like to take a minute and talk about our Skills Hub. So the Skills Hub is a creative space for young people. So if you're a young person, whether you're in business, you're a student, you're working full-time, or you're currently not with a job, this is definitely the place for you. So we offer services such as CV writing, business registration, entrepreneurial skills, life skills, and amongst many others. We also have facilities for rentals. This includes the private office, co-working space, the shared space, and conference hall, which includes the current venue we are hosting tonight's conversation at. So to reach us, you could call us on 050-1499 050-1499-316, and also on 050-1499-435. And follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Skills Hub by YOTA. So the hashtag is Skills Hub by YOTA. All right, so all too soon, we've come to the end of such a lovely conversation. For me, I was really enjoying it. I didn't want it to even end, but every good thing that has a beginning definitely has an end. So we'll draw the curtain to tonight's conversation. So from here, we have our refreshments outside, but before then, we'll just quickly take some pictures before we move out. So let's socialize, let's make a friend.
Hi, my name is Kara Akwete, a freelance chartered accountant with Facts and Figures accountant. At a formative stage of our business, a friend of mine recommended Skills Hub by YOTA to us, and I walk in here and I was well received, very great customer service, and I was very impressed with the facilities here. I will recommend Skills Hub by YOTA to you. They are located at number 195 Baoleshi Road, East Legon, Accra. Skills Hub. Aspire, innovate, transform.
The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65. Co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate. High-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others. Special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Baoleshi Road, East Legon.